Hello and welcome to the Audio Club. So today's Audio Club video is going to be talking about an audiobook that I've just finished and thoroughly enjoyed. It is The Art of Asking by Amanda Palmer, narrated by Amanda Palmer. Now this video expands off Amanda's very famous TED Talk regarding asking and how sometimes, or quite often the case, artists and people in general really struggle with asking for help, whether that's asking for accommodation whilst out on the road, asking for equipment or supplies, or most commonly asking for money. Now that is, some may think, quite a weird thing to talk about, especially on a TED Talk, but actually when you get into it you actually find out that it is a really relatable issue, especially for creatives or artists or pretty much anyone. The book, and in essence the TED Talk, talks about how asking for help can be really difficult for pride reasons, confidence reasons, and also another really popular one for artists is that, especially when it comes down to money, art is a really difficult thing to put a price on. And a common thing for artists to do is undervalue their work and time, but also feel a little bit cheeky sometimes when asking for payment for what they do. Now the book straight away hammers home this really important theme of that art is a product like any other. It is a service like any other. You wouldn't expect a plumber or an electrician or, you know, some other construction based entity to do the work for free. So when you watch a film, listen to music, look at a piece of art, listen to an audiobook, read a book, why should you take for granted that work over something else when just as much hard work has gone into it? One of the first things that I realized as a listener to this book is that it really delves in to what we expect from artists and how we can sometimes take advantage without really realizing it. So right at the start of the book, Amanda talks about her experiences with record labels and how it's almost a corrupt entity, being this middleman between a fan or a listener and the actual artist, driving up the price and creating all sorts of issues. So very famously, Amanda decided to break away from her record label after quite a hard court case and simply work through sites such as Patreon, allowing her fans to give monthly pledges or buy one-off CDs that she would then make herself, and how that is a really nice way for fans to be in there, right in the creation room along with the artist. This of course expands to the possible future of recording music or just how artists live. So other than challenging what a listener can get from an artist, it also really hammers in this really positive thing of what an artist can get out of their fan base in the most lovely way. So if you're a creative and have found a struggle to keep creating art because of finance reasons or accommodation, these new sites like Patreon and this new way of connecting with an audience, how you can make this relationship between creatives and the enjoyers more firm together. And I think that's such an interesting topic to explore. It also covers Amanda's life. It has a very biographical element to it. Amanda Palmer, obviously a very famous and well-to-do musician from the Dresden Dolls, from her solo stuff, also married to Neil Gaiman, the writer. And it has some really nice moments about when she first met Neil and their relationship and how Neil views art and life, and that's really exciting if you're a Neil Gaiman fan also. I think one of the main takeaways from this book though, of certainly what it left me thinking, was what defines an artist. Now if you Google what an artist means, it is someone who creates. It is someone who has a creative role, so a painter, you could say an architect, obviously a musician, a writer, those sort of creative spheres. But I'd like to pose you a question, and please feel free to take to the comments to answer this, or through DMs, or in any other way that you see fit. What really does define an artist? Could you say that a construction worker who is passionate, who takes care, who's creative with problem solving, couldn't you say there's an element of artistry to that? So with those lines of artistry blurred, in the sense of this book, The Art of Asking, doesn't that mean that we can all really take something from this book and be a lot more open-minded when it comes to asking help from others, especially if that help brings forth things that can benefit us and also the people around us? So if you've listened to this book already, please let me know your thoughts. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. And please, if you have any more ideas, if you can expand on what you think an artist is, or what does art mean really in a sense, I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching this short video, and I'll see you in the next one.